So we looked at the crime stats that came out. Obviously, being in the industry and hearing a lot of incidents that take place, it's always it's always startling when you actually see it down on paper. And when we see an increase, specifically in the murder rate, into kidnappings, into the your hijackings, and as the everything's increasing in double figures kind of space, it's very daunting, and it's a challenge, and something that we hold quite closely to hearts in terms of how crime is impacting people in the country. And it's exactly why we exist, in terms of trying to bring technology and help our partners and SAPs and the different metro police in the fight against crime. So I think as Vumacam, we're taking quite a proactive step. We've seen how well the camera platform is assisting our partners in fighting crime. We've taken the initiative to double up and get more cameras out into the areas. We've looked at putting cameras into underprotected areas and areas that are having the same amount of crime, but don't have the presence of our camera network. So we're launching an extra 1,850 cameras to help with additional eyes that can feed data into our security partner control rooms and let them respond more appropriately. And in our instance, playing a pivotal role around the eyes in making sure that there's enough understanding what activity is happening and how you get the closest resources to respond and deal with it in the most efficient and appropriate manner. And then I think the linkage between the public sector and you getting different security companies working off a common platform, but then escalating feeds in real time to SAPs and Metro through our Proof 360 platform, and in conjunction with the Eyes and Ears program, commonly known as E2. We think the collaboration and putting all that together and working as a unified force will make a big difference in making a safer city, which would lead then to a smarter city. E2 is an initiative under Business Against Crime. Business Against Crime falls under the Business Leadership South Africa umbrella, and they work closely with national SAPs in the fight against crime and making sure they can bring that public and private partnership, collaborating and working together. So SAPs on its own would never have enough resources, and the private sector don't have the mandate to make certain arrests. But in combination, if you get the private sector and the public sector working together, it's through a structured approach, and that approach fits under this Eyes and Ears, the E2 initiative. We're seeing massive successes. We're seeing security companies, SAPs, Metro, utilizing our platform on a daily basis. Guys are using the technology in different ways. So to understand modus operandi, post an event, preventing incidents before they take place in predetermined targets, making sure they understand what's happening at the point of time that it's happening and getting the appropriate resources to respond accordingly. So just to give you a practical example, should a kidnapping take place, it's outside of the school or a shopping center, it's to get the details of the time that it happened. As you report it, would through our network would be able to pick up that vehicle and the license plate. It would put it into the net. It would be loaded onto the network as a vehicle of interest. As soon as that vehicle passes any of our camera network, it alerts, and the security company in that area would get that alert, as well as it would alert into the Eyes and Ears war room. And basically, it gives the ability now that you've got the collaboration of up to 1,500 private security vehicles that are now trying to intercept that vehicle and get that child back. But at the same time, you understand exactly the direction where it's going, and the chance of success, improves significantly. And our drive is to build out that network, so that the more cameras, the wider the network is, the more information that would be, passed through to the investigators and the responders, and understanding, did the car turn left, did it go right, did they change the number plates, did they go to a safe house? and whatever the case might be in terms of passing that information to the guys that you would turn to make sure that your child is returned to you safely.